I know that selling is one of the highest spiritual activities you can do. It's where change actually happens. And this is one of the most amazing things you have to offer your clients because selling to a client helps them commit to change, just like it does for us. And sometimes your little human, your ego mind, feels differently. Your subconscious mind has different thoughts on this whole selling thing than your higher queen or king, inner queen or king. So if you're trying to build your online coaching business and you're wanting to grow, but it seems like you're just not growing, then these are three energetic patterns that are likely underlying the reason the business isn't growing and your own sales success. So let's break down, like, there's a difference between what you know selling to be and what your little human, what your ego mind knows selling to be. So let's break down the three different, less obvious beliefs that you might have that could be underlying the reason you're not making sales to the level that you feel like you could. By the way, my name is Amanda. I help conscious coaches, spiritual healers, and change makers add an additional 3 to 10K a month to their business using Skool communities by leveraging their human design. Okay, so let's break it down. And if you're not subscribed yet, please subscribe. Okay. So the first one is that if you're out and about and you're seeing people who are offering like discounts or bonuses, and there's a part of you that thinks it's kind of icky, like you feel like the fact that they're doing that, them discounting their services, offering bonuses, like trying to make sales, to increase sales, a part of you is rejecting that because you're like, it's not aligned. Like, if their thing was really good, why would they need to do the discount or the bonus? And so it's like you're rejecting this more, the masculine energy of selling, because you feel like somehow discounts and bonuses are a dirty word that devalue the service itself. And this is an especially big thing in the spiritual community, I have noticed. So I was doing a call with this woman just last week, and she had come and checked out the Skool platform. She was looking at different people's communities, and she's like, yeah, like I joined some of these spiritual communities, but it was like something just felt off. Like there was this like hustle mentality that like it didn't align with the spiritual nature of the community. So like you couldn't actually make sales and be spiritual was essentially what she was saying. Or not make a lot of sales, not be super abundant or prosperous if you have a spiritual business. So if you have a spiritual business, you shouldn't be selling. Or if you have spiritual gifts, you shouldn't offer those gifts in exchange for money, because that somehow makes them less valuable, is almost what it was. And she said, and to be honest with you, and looking at your content, I kind of feel the same way. Like you have some of that hustle mindset in your content as well. And I said, you know what? I completely own that, because the fact of the matter is we live in a spiritual, abundant universe. And you have to have an offer and an audience to make sales. And in order to actually change somebody's life and to help them commit to change, like they have to change. And sales is the vehicle that makes that happen. So I'm never going to be ashamed of or set aside the fact that sometimes there's hustle that's involved in it. Like we live in a physical universe where action is required to change things. That's what we came here for. We came here to have a spiritual experience and a physical body. And in order to do that, action has to be taken. Aligned action is just a part of the process. When I got hired as the creative director of this franchise, he said, we hired you because we think you're the perfect mix of business and creative. And I was like, that's a really good way to think about it. Like, and I feel that way. I'm a mix of like the spiritual and the business, the masculine and the feminine. And you need both. Neither are good or bad. Bonuses and discounts are neither good nor bad in and of themselves. They help people make a decision to invest in themselves and grow. Like if that's what they're doing, then there's nothing good or bad about them. If it helps somebody commit to change and invest in themselves, then that's a beautiful thing at the end of the day. Now, the second energetic pattern that could be underlying your lack of sales or your slow sales is that you almost think that and this might seem counterintuitive, that you're considering the discount and the bonus as the reason that somebody would buy your product or service. So for example, if you had this certain like introductory rate, you were just getting started with a new offer and you were beta testing it and you were rolling people in at a lower rate than when you would normally do, and people were enrolling at that rate, and then the offer ends, like you got the number of clients you needed to get through that program, and so the price is going up, and you think that people aren't going to buy it because the introductory rate is gone. Meaning you're not fully convinced in that offer from a felt body sense perspective, to the extent that you feel like the only reason somebody would buy it from you is because of the discount or is because of the bonus. So then that means when the discount or the bonus is gone, people aren't going to actually buy it. And that's an underlying limiting belief about the value of you and the offer itself. On a side note, you and your offer are different. Your offer is working. The offer is always working. It's like, how well or not well is it working? In order to get the offer to work better, there are things that you do to make it less bad and getting people through the program, through an offer, through the system, so that you can make tweaks and optimize and refine your system over time, allows you to serve more people at a higher level. And so it makes total sense for have an introductory rate and then slowly raise rates as you go along. So if you're relying only on discounts and bonuses to sell your programs, that's an underlying energetic block. And then on the same note, if you're only buying or investing in a program or a coach because of a discount or of a bonus, then that's an issue as well. I know for me, okay, someone who's invested tens of thousands of dollars in coaching, a bonus or a discount is a nice to have, but that's not going to be the determining factor in my decision to work with somebody. Right? And I don't think it would be that for you either. You're not only going to decide to work with somebody, invest thousands of dollars in yourself to work with a coach because they offered a discount or because there's a bonus. But because there's a discount or because there's a bonus, you might be more incentivized to take that action and actually commit to change for yourself and for your business. And that's excellent. We love it. So not seeing bonuses and discounts as icky or ugly. And then by the same note, not only relying on those to make purchase decisions or to make, offer decisions about what it is that you do. And the third energetic pattern that could be sabotaging your sales success is encouraging either your clients or yourself to think too much. The saboteur, it's the little human that has to overthink everything because it thinks that by thinking, it's going to solve the problem. So when I'm having a conversation with a prospective client and they're not 1000% sold, that I need them to be sure of that before they invest in themselves and move forward with this program, because otherwise it's not going to work. If you're looking at a program that's going to save you from yourself, that's not a good place to buy from either. But by that same note, I'm the only source of information that they have. So if there's something specific that they feel that they need to think about in order to make a decision, then it is my duty as a coach to help them think through that together so that we can make an empowered decision whether or not that's yes or no. So, and not allowing or encouraging yourself to overthink things. I know for me, when I'm looking at a coach or I'm looking at a program, there might be a part of me who's completely sold. I'm super excited. I want to do it. And then there's that little part of me that's like, Amanda, is it possible for you though? Can you really do it? And it's that overthinking perspective there that would cause me to say no when I otherwise would have said yes. And so what I've learned to do is to sink down into awareness and ask myself, where is this overthinking coming from? Is this something specific that I'm still not sure of, or is it an underlying fear or block I have around my own ability to succeed? Does that make sense? There's a difference between thinking and knowing. The part of you already knows the action that you want to take. It's the little human, the ego mind, the saboteur, the logician that's like, no, I got to think through every aspect of this. I need to know every single piece that's going to happen in order to make a purchase decision. And that's just not the case, because you can only make an empowered decision like on the inside. You don't really know what's possible for you until you've started in implementing the program. So like I know that I'm not going to get like every single piece behind in the background put together in my mind before moving forward with somebody, because that only happens on the inside. So if I don't know that this is a program that I want to do, then I'm not going to do it. So not allowing your clients or yourself to overthink and think yourself out of things you otherwise know you want to do. Coming back to that awareness and the difference between thinking and knowing. So if you're a coach who has a proven one-on-one offer and you're tired of the feast or famine cycle of one-on-one coaching, and you're ready to disconnect your input of time from the output of money and generate consistent sales in your business with monthly recurring revenue that a community provides, I do have one Black Friday spot left. You can click the link below to join the wait list so that you and I can talk and go over some details together. Otherwise, let's just recap. We've got the 3 things that could be sabotaging your sales success, the 3 underlying energetic causes. The first one is that you think discounts and bonuses are icky. You don't like people using them. The second one is relying on discounts and bonuses to make a purchase decision, or believing that you offering a discount or a bonus is the only reason that someone would choose to do business with you. And then 3 is encouraging yourself or encouraging your clients to overthink things too much to the point that you or they talk yourself out of something that you otherwise knew you wanted to do. I'll see you next time. Mwah.